sa Bohol. Sa akong mga katawhan, ang among vote para ni Congressman Martin Romualdez. Daghang salamat.
P.
Mr. Presiding Officer, on behalf of LPGMA Party List, I vote for Representative Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as the next Speaker of the House of Representatives. Thank you.
Umali.
Mr. Presiding Officer, in behalf of the 2nd District of Oriental Mindoro, I vote for Speaker Martin Romualdez.
Unabia.
Mr. Presiding Officer, representing the 1st District of Misamis Oriental, my vote is for Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as Speaker of 19th Congress. Thank you.
Ungab.
Mr. Presiding Officer, as I have already seconded the nomination of the Honorable Martin Romualdez as Speaker of the House of Representatives, let me reiterate my vote and the vote of my district, the 3rd District of Davao City, that I am voting for the Honorable Martin Romualdez as Speaker of the House of Representatives. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Valeriano.
Mr. Presiding Officer, in behalf of the people of 2nd District of Manila, it is my honor to vote Representative Martin Romualdez.
Valmayor.
May hapon sa tanan, may hapon Madam Vice President. Mr. Presiding Officer, on behalf of the people of the 1st District of Negros Occidental, we vote for Ferdinand Martin Romualdez for our Speaker for the 19th Congress. Thank you.
Vargas.
The 5th Legislative District of Quezon City votes for the speakership of the Honorable Martin Romualdez.
Vargas Alfonso.
And Martin Romualdez as the next speaker.
Velasco.
Mr. Presiding Officer, to our beloved Vice President Inday Sara Duterte Carpio, in behalf of the Lone District of Marinduque, it is my honor to vote as Speaker for the 19th Congress of the House of Representatives, our hardworking and staunch partner in serving the Filipino people, a good friend, Honorable Ferdinand Martin Romualdez.
Iloso Tuazon.
Maupay nga udto hatanan, Vice President Inday Sara, Mr. Presiding Officer, on behalf of the 3rd District of Leyte, it is my distinct honor to vote for our fellow Leyteño, Honorable Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as Speaker for the 19th Congress.
Vergara.
Speaker, sa amin sa Tutok Tuwin Party List na suporta ng liderato ng aming kaibigan na kasama sa hirap, makakasama sa pagbabago, sa pagtulong at sa pagbigay ng pag-asa. Ang aming Speaker, Speaker Martin G. Romualdez.
Villa.
Inday Sara Duterte, mayong hapon, good afternoon. Mr. Presiding Officer, representing Lone District of Siquijor, I vote for Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as the next Speaker of the House of the 19th Congress.
Villafuerte Luis. Raymond.
Inyong lahat, Diyos Maray na Aldao, ang boto ko po ay solid, buo, walang kaduda-duda para kay Speaker Martin Romualdez. Salamat po.
Villafuerte Miguel Luis.
Good morning to all. Diyos maray na ramrag kaninyo ngamin. On behalf of the Rinconada area, province of Camarines Sur, I would like to vote Congressman Martin Romualdez as the next speaker of the 19th Congress. Maraming salamat po.
Villanueva.
Mr. Speaker, sa pag-asang mapabilis ang pagbangon at pag-unlad ng ating minamahal na bansang Pilipinas, at sa makulay na outstanding performance ng Majority Leader of 18th Congress sa pangalan po ng Citizens Battle Against Corruption, also known as Sibak Party List, I am releasing my resounding yes vote for the Honorable Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives, 19th Congress. Thank you and God bless you more, Speaker, Mr. Speaker, and God bless the 19th Congress and our beloved country, the Philippines. Thank you.
Villar.
Mr. Presiding Officer, as a representative of the Lone District of Las Piñas City, it is my distinct honor and privilege to vote for Congressman Martin Romualdez as the next Speaker of the 19th Congress.
Villaraza Suarez.
Mr. Presiding Officer, on behalf of Alana Party List, my vote for the next Speaker of the House is my ninong, Martin Romualdez.
Villarica.
District of Bulacan, I am honored to vote for Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Violago.
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Mr. Presiding Officer, ang pangalawang distrito ng Nueva Ecija ay para kay Representative Martin Romualdez bilang Speaker ng 19th Congress.
Christian Tel.
Mr. Presiding Officer, in behalf of the 2nd District of the Province of Tarlac, I vote for Congressman Martin Romualdez as the next Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Yap Christopherson.
Mamaya please sitting.
Majong Udto, Mr. Presiding Officer, in behalf of the 2nd District of Southern Leyte, it is my honor and privilege to cast my vote for Congressman Ferdinand Martin Romualdez.
Yap Edvic.
Mr. Presiding Officer, this representation from AXIS Party List votes for Congressman Ferdinand Martin Romualdez.
Yap Eric.
Magandang hapon po kay VP Inday Sara Duterte. Bilang kinatawan ng probinsya ng Benguet, syempre po hindi pababayaan ni Speaker Martin Romualdez ang Benguet. We vote for Martin Romualdez bilang Speaker. Congratulations po.
You, Divina Grace.
None. Mr. Presiding Officer, before I vote, let me acknowledge first the presence of our beautiful Vice President, Honorable Inday Sara Duterte. Mr. Presiding Officer, on behalf of the 1st District of Zamboanga del Sur, I vote for Representative Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as Speaker of the House of Representatives of the 19th Congress. Thank you very much.
You, Jazel Victoria.
Sa tanan, Mr. Presiding Officer, on behalf of Zamboanga del Sur's 2nd District, I vote Representative Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as Speaker for the House of Representatives for the 19th Congress. Daghang salamat.
Yulo.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. In behalf of the people of the 5th District of the Province of Negros Occidental, I vote for the Honorable Martin Romualdez as Speaker of the 19th Congress. Thank you.
Maria.
Mr. Presiding Officer, sa ngalan po ng ikalawang distrito ng lungsod ng Taguig, ang boto po namin ay para kay Speaker Martin Romualdez. Maraming salamat po.
Zamora Maria Carmen.
Mr. Presiding Officer, on behalf of the 1st District of Davao de Oro, I vote for Congressman Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Zamora Isabel Maria.
Votes for Speaker Martin Romualdez. Thank you very much.
Zubiri.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is my first day as a member. Today is my first day as a member of the House. I arrived today and immediately I am here.
Yes, sir.
But I'm so happy that on my first day, I already participated. And this participation makes me very, very happy. Allow me to read this. In behalf of the province of Bukidnon, especially the 3rd District, I cast my vote for Representative Martin Romualdez as Speaker for the 19th Congress because he has done a lot for us in the province of Bukidnon. Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much.
Second call for the election of the position of the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives. Ang
Mr. Presiding Officer.
Please proceed, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'll see you
Mr.
guys.
Presiding Officer.
Please proceed, Honorable Lang.
Mr. Presiding Officer, to our Vice President, Sara.
Honorable
Sir.
Honorable Lang is still on the line.
Not Amor Sara. This representation from Manila Teachers Party List votes yes for the speakership of Ferdinand Martin Gomez Romualdez. Congratulations, sir.
Honorable Jojo Ang is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. As representative of Uswag Ilonggo Party List, I vote for my good friend, a loyal friend, Representative Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as House Speaker for this 19th Congress. Salamat kag mainuswagon nga adlaw sa aton tanan. Congratulations, Mr. Speaker Martin.
Yudela.
Please proceed, Your Honor.
Maayong udto kanatong tanan. On behalf of 2nd District, will give our full support and solid yes vote to the speakership of Honorable Ferdinand Martin Romualdez.
Lee.
Nasa Zoom ba siya? Okay. Okay. Wala, ano yan? Ano ba tawag?
Lee. Pabigay mo sa listahan ko. Kailangan yan, partner eh. Romualdez Ferdinand Martin. Romualdez. Tan Samir.
Wala. Romualdez ulit. Bumoto siya. Romualdez.
Bumoto ba?
Bumoto na.
Wala sa Samir. Ann Stephen. Tulfort Jocelyn.
Punta kayo.
Tupas.
On behalf of the people of the 5th District of Iloilo, it is my honor to vote for Honorable Ferdinand Martin Romualdez as Speaker of 19th Congress. Salamat po.
Abalos.
Game bumoto.
Bordado. Bosita. Colada. Dagook. Daza. De Jesus. Duano. Soriano. Tan Reynolds. Vergara.
4 members abstaining from the vote, 22 members who did not vote, and 1 negative vote. The results of the voting show that Representative from the first District of Leyte, the Honorable Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, garnered 283 votes. With 283 votes, the chair declares a gentleman from the first District of Leyte, the Honorable Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, as a duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Officer, I move that a committee of 5 members composed of Representative Isidro T. Ungab, Representative Roberto V. Puno, Representative Camille A. Villar, Representative Christine Singson Mihan, and Representative Raymond Democrito C. Mendoza be constituted to notify the Honorable Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez of his election as Speaker of the House of Representatives, and thereafter to escort the Speaker-elect to the rostrum for the oath-taking rites.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The notification committee is hereby constituted. The members of the House so named are hereby appointed to the notification committee, and they're requested to inform the Speaker-elect, the Honorable Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, of his election and to escort him to the rostrum. The chair invites the family of the Speaker-elect, Honorable Ferdinand Alexander A. Marcos, and the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines, Her Excellency Sara Zimmerman Duterte, to join him at the rostrum as he takes his oath of office. Session is suspended.
Honorable members of the House of Representatives, the duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives, the gentleman from the first District of Leyte, the Honorable Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez.
Honorable Jaime D. Cuanco of the first District of Tarlac will administer the oath of office to the Speaker-elect. The Honorable Jaime D. Cuanco is requested to come to the rostrum and administer the oath of office to the Speaker. May I request all the members of the House to rise. Ang natawag ko.
of Leyte,
of the First District of Leyte,
having been elected Speaker of the House of Representatives,
having been elected Speaker of the House of Representatives,
hereby solemnly swear
hereby solemnly swear
that I will well and faithfully discharge,
I will well and faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my abilities
the duties of my present position,
the duties of my present position,
and of all others
and of all others
I may hereafter hold
I may hereafter hold
under the Republic of the Philippines,
under the Republic of the Philippines,
that I will support and defend
that I shall support and defend
the Constitution of the
the
Philippines,
Constitution of the Philippines,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and that I will obey the laws and legal orders
and that I'll obey the laws and legal orders
and decrees promulgated
and the decrees promulgated
by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines,
of the Republic of the Philippines,
and that I impose this obligation
and that I impose this obligation
upon myself voluntarily,
upon myself voluntarily,
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Wow. Yeah.
To our colleagues in the House to kindly sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the afternoon already, so I shall not tarry. The ladies and gentlemen, the members of the House of Representatives of the 19th Congress, I'd like very much to extend my thanks, first of all, to the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Ferdinand Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr., for having espoused the message of unity and for supporting the House of Representatives, its leadership, and the legislative agenda that we shall forge ahead. I'm deeply grateful for the presence of the Vice President, and Secretary of Education, Inday Sara Duterte. Salamat. Of course, would like to extend my thanks to my family, my mother who is here, thank you so much, and the rest of my family, my brother, my sister-in-law, my children. Thank you for the support and the sacrifices, and of course, mostly to my wife, Congresswoman Yeda. You're my inspiration. Most of all, of course, to all our friends here who've made it very, very possible for me to be up here. I'd like to, of course, thank my immediate past predecessor, Speaker Lord Alan J. Velasco. Beyond the legislative agenda that we had accomplished together, he's too responsible for the refurbishment and the most beautiful session hall that we have today. So thank you, Speaker, and of course to our Secretary General and the staff who've gotten this all together. I'd like to also thank one and all for your unequivocal support for our leadership for the 19th Congress. I accept the position. I ask you all to accept the duty of service to the people. Do this all together as a team, as we had in the previous Congress. And in unity, as they say, there is strength. Words for the trust and confidence you reposed upon me. Members of the chamber, your unqualified support has overwhelmed me. And it is with high hopes that together we shall hurdle the challenges that we face at this stage of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are entering the endemic stages, and we are confident that with the unity that our president has espoused, we can actually overcome the crippling effects of this pandemic, and of course the political differences that occurred in the recent elections, as well as the global impacts such as the Ukrainian war. The tasks ahead of us may seemingly be daunting, but our synergy is the seed that will nurture us for the ensuing years. We will work together to ensure that the House of Representatives truly embodies the will of the people. We will work hand in hand to ensure the swift passage of House measures that are needed by the people and would support development across all sectors of society at different levels of government. And with unity of purpose, there is nothing that we cannot do. Vow to attend to all the concerns of your constituents. I shall try to be as fair as possible and to favor no one. There will be a fair and equitable distribution of resources for the development of our regions, regardless of political affiliations. Every Filipino family must be included in any developmental agenda. No one gets left behind. Always open, available to all. You, the members of the House, for we are the House of the people, the majority and the minority. Priority will be given to those willing to share their aspirations with all their constituents with me. And thank you, my dear colleagues, for the honor, for choosing me to serve as your Speaker of the House of Representatives for the 19th Congress. I gladly accept your trust and confidence with a promise that we will collectively work to make the 19th Congress the best it can possibly be. Mabuhay pa kayong lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipino.
Mr. Speaker, of the 18th Congress Rules of the House of Representatives as amended as the provisional rules of the House to govern its proceedings until the adoption of the rules of the House of Representatives for the 19th Congress.
Is it an objection? The chair hears none. The rules of the 18th Congress as amended is hereby adopted as provisional rules for the House of Representatives for the 19th Congress.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the oath of the members of the House of Representatives.
And repeat after me. I state your name. Of having been elected to the position of representative,
Having been elected to the position of representative,
hereby solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my abilities the duties of my present position and all others that I may hold hereafter under the Republic of the Philippines. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will be the laws, legal orders, and decrees promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines. Upon myself voluntarily, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations. Welcome to the 19th Congress.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed to the election of the deputy speakers of the House of Representatives.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The election of deputy speakers of the House of Representatives is now in order. Acting Floor Leader, please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we elect Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo